You think that you're a nice person, right? That you're just easygoing and kind and considerate. But watch this. Watch how much of your niceness is actually you just managing other people's feelings. Watch how fast you change your tone so that you don't offend somebody. How often you soften whatever it is that you want to say. How much time you actually spend thinking about what you're going to say and when you're going to say it and how you're going to say it. You do all of this before you even speak. Nobody actually asked you to do this, so why are you doing it? I'm going to show you something that most women don't see in themselves after they leave an abusive relationship. You didn't just leave him, you learned how to manage other people. My name is Lisa Sonni. I'm a certified relationship coach. I'm an author of 4 books, and I'm an expert in toxic and abusive relationship dynamics. I help women break trauma bonds and help rebuild their identities and self-trust. So if you're here for the part where your life actually changes, then stick around and hit subscribe. If you want to do more than just understand what happened and you want actual change, you're in the right place. So let's get really specific, okay? You don't just communicate, you manage. You think about how something might make someone feel before you say it or do it. You adjust your delivery so that it doesn't upset people. You add disclaimers, you soften, you check your timing, you overthink, you overfunction. You feel like you're expressing yourself, you feel like you're showing people care, and I can absolutely see why you might think that, but this is not really what's going on. You're editing yourself in real time, and this feels normal to you. It feels like you're doing the right thing, that you're being kind to people, but what you're doing is actually trying to avoid something. And the truth is, this didn't come from nowhere. You were conditioned to behave this way. For so many women, this can be family of origin, but I speak to women who have escaped or left abusive and toxic relationships, and that is where so much conditioning takes place for women. Because the truth is, you were in a relationship where his needs mattered and yours didn't. You got tone policed, you got criticized and gaslit and dismissed, manipulated, and all of your needs just turned into conflict. And so now you're a little bit conflict avoidant, and it makes sense. But through all of this, what did you actually learn? Make it easier for him. Say it better, say it softer, say it differently. Be forgiving, be kind, choose your words. And if you can't get it just right, then don't say it at all. Because if you did, consequences, right? Maybe you were punished or stonewalled or screamed at, ignored. But all of this, that's conditioning. That is the definition of the word conditioning. So now nobody has to control how you speak. You're out of the relationship now. You'd think you're free to be whoever you want, but you can't when you've been conditioned. Now you just do this little dance very automatically. And here's the part that people don't really like when I say, but you didn't really just experience the dynamic, you actually took a role in it. But what I'm not saying is that you had a role in your own abuse. Don't miss the point. In an abusive relationship, you kind of have no choice, right? This is survival, but you become the regulator, the one who makes sure everything's calm, the one who manages moods, the one who fixes everything, the one who prevents problems before they even happen. You're the one who caretakes your family. You make sure that everybody's okay. So now you walk into every interaction that you have already kind of managing and problem solving and thinking about other people's moods, making sure that everybody else is happy. But this isn't being nice. This is being responsible for everybody. And the truth is, it's exhausting. Oftentimes, this gets called codependency, but the truth is, I've learned a lot about codependency, and I subscribe to something that Terry Cole has outlined as a high-functioning codependent. Terry talks about it in her new book called Too Much, and I so recommend this book. If you're the kind of person that starts thinking about how something's going to land and thinking about your words and constantly thinking about other people and not yourself, if you feel like you're over-functioning, this might be you. Now, what's tricky is that when you do this long enough, it isn't just something you do. It becomes part of your identity. It feels like who you are. And so people tell you, don't overfunction. Like, what does that mean? How do you stop? How do you stop feeling responsible for everybody else's feelings? How do you stop solving everybody else's problems? If that's your role, how do you just stop? You became somebody who gets uncomfortable when somebody else is uncomfortable. You feel like it's your job to prevent it, to fix it. And that's probably because it's never been safe to not do that, and possibly you got rewarded for that over time. Again, maybe in your family of origin, maybe in your abusive relationship, maybe both. But rebuilding is not just about being nicer to yourself. Just focus on yourself. If only it were that easy, right? Rebuilding actually includes letting other people have their reactions and you don't step in to do anything. Let people misunderstand you. Let people feel whatever they're going to feel. And you do all of this without adjusting yourself to control the situation. Because the truth is, you don't actually need to manage everybody, but you learned that you did. So we need to let that go. So I want to talk about how to change this because that's the important part. The next time you feel yourself adjusting or fixing or changing yourself in any way, I want you to do something drastic. Just pause. That's it. Pause. Notice that you're doing it. Ask yourself a question. Am I about to say this or am I about to manage this person? Am I fixing something that I don't need to fix? Do I trust that this person can handle it on their own? And this isn't about abandoning your friends and making everybody feel like you don't care about them. You can show support and care and say, I'm here for you without solving it for them. You can say what's on your mind and trust that you can deal with whatever reaction that person has. Whatever your instinct is in the moment that you're doing this, don't soften it. Don't change yourself. Don't over-explain. Don't fix how you think it might land. Don't manage the other person. Manage yourself. Let it be received however it's received. And what's crazy is that's the work. That's how you change it. This is built through doing. Courage to actually be different is built in the action. You're not going to watch videos and read books and learn how to do this. You're going to learn the steps and then you have to put it into practice. Once it works, and it does, you're going to see the difference in yourself. This isn't about perfect communication, saying it the right way, and being the perfect person. In an abusive relationship, we get conditioned to play all of these toxic roles. And I've made so much content on that, and I talk with women about that in my coaching practice. Here, maybe you're the manager, the fixer, and you don't know who you are if you don't do that. So when we ask you to step out of that role, it's like, okay, but who am I instead? You have to do it to figure that out. But maybe you're the chameleon. Maybe you're the martyr, the trophy wife, the stabilizer. We play so many roles in these relationships. I know sometimes advice like this can sound wildly simple, maybe too simple. But listen, it's simple, and that means that it's simple enough to do. It's simple enough to interrupt the pattern of doing the same thing over and over, and then you're exhausted. This is something that reinforces your identity change. It doesn't just tweak the behavior. Because when you're just focused on just changing the behavior and not on the identity, it's not going to stick. Now, if this is hitting you, if you want more work like this, if you are exhausted and you are ready for change, then I want to invite you to join my group coaching program called Rise and Rebuild. This is a structured 12-week group coaching program that I co-host with Dr. Peter Salerno, a licensed therapist. This is a mix of group education and sharing in a very specific structured container over 12 weeks with only 8 to 10 women. This isn't really just about understanding what happened to you. That's step one. You're past that. This is really about changing how you show up, how you communicate, how you see yourself, and who you are. If you're ready for that next phase, if you are ready to step into the new you and your new life, then join Rise and Rebuild group coaching program. And hey, tell me in the comments, where do you find yourself managing people the most? Is it your family? Is it at work? Is it friends? Tell me. Subscribe if you are done with this and you want more videos like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.